What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2016 6.2 with 99,000 miles, and it has one problem. It is a broken valve spring. Come with me tonight and I'm going to show you what valve spring is broken and how to fix it. All right, let's go, guys. Okay, so before we get started today, the passenger side valve cover is this number. If you need the driver side, it is AA. One valve spring. Both the intake and exhaust are the exact same valve spring with an updated valve seal. So if you are going to repair your truck, these are the parts you're going to need. Okay, so this thing came in snorting, snushing, farting, and just running like complete dog. When we pulled the DTCs from the PCM, we had misfires on all these cylinders, one on number 8, and a random P0300 misfire. So with all of the misfires predominantly being on bank 1, the passenger side, I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna pull this valve cover off, and lo and behold, that is what happened. Was the number 3 valve spring is busted. You guys can see how ununiform that looks compared to this one. Number 3, number 2. So I want to illustrate to you guys how I replace the broken valve springs with the universal spring compressing kit that I use for the 6.2s. So let me go get that kit and I'll show you what we're working with. Alright, this is a tool I got from my Cornwell distributor. I've used it a bunch of times, 6.2, 6.8s, and really what you're going to do to set it up is it's going to be something like this. I'm going to take those bar fulcrums off of the top of the camshaft, and I'm going to bolt one of these here and the other one here. So, you know, pretend this is the cylinder head, and then in between those brackets I'm going to put wherever I want this bar. That's going to go through, and then I have another thing that hooks to the bar, and this is going to allow me to be my lever to pull down and compress the valve spring. So you guys can see he's got the handle. Once the bar is attached to the other foot, which is going to push down, so it's like you're using two things to do one process, which is compressing the spring. And this torque angle with everything is I mean, it's kind of difficult. I mean, you gotta, you know, really use some muscle, but for the most part this is what I found easy for me to replace the broken valve spring. I know there's some other tools out there that's just one little contraption like my fingers, and it goes underneath and does one of these things and pushes it down. I've done that before, but I know it's a little more to hook up and assemble to do it, but I feel I have a much more precise way of doing this. So I would recommend this. I'm going to get it set up. I am going to remove these fulcrum arms, these rocker arms, and they are 10 millis. I will, once I get this off, have to rotate the engine a little bit, because if you notice, my number 3 exhaust cam lobe is almost at its top peak, which is pushing down on this valve. So I need to roll that over so this door gets closed, and I have verified that the cam lobe for this is just past its upper travel, so I know the intake cam part lobe is going to be out of the way. So note to yourself, once I get this off, I'm going to show you, because you will have to air the cylinder up to push that valve up so it does not drop into the cylinder. So I know I'm getting a little farther ahead, but I just wanted to give you a, you know, an overview of, you know, well, how is this guy going to hook this up? That's how I'm going to hook it up. So here we go. All right, I've taken all of the 10 milli rocker arm bridge bolts out, and it just lifted right up off of the valve springs. So it kind of sits in a little channel on the actual head. I'm just gonna lift this up as easy as I can. Okay, sorry. So if you see the bottom of it, see how it's rounded? That is going to lay like that. That rounded part bar actually sits right in this groove. So when you put it back together, you'll see you just got to kind of fumble it around and get it set up. So here we are with the broken valve spring for number 3, the intake. Compare and contrast, that's number 2, that's number 3. So I am going to, let me get one of my brackets here, just so I can mock it up. I can't remember the last time when I did one, if I took out the exhaust rocker arm. I'm thinking I'm gonna need to, so I'm gonna just go ahead and bust out this one, taking note that that was the intake ones I got on the bench, and this one's gonna be the exhaust one. So let me get that ripped out and we'll get a little better view. Okay, I got the exhaust one off. You can see how much better room we got. But like I was explaining, you're gonna have to turn the engine over. You're not gonna have to do that because you just took off the rocker arms that were pushing the valve springs down. So all my doors are closed. So what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to remove the number 3 spark plug, and I'm gonna have to install my compression fitting. I'll show you guys what that is. All right, so I had to go to the main hub here, my toolbox, and get the compression adapter. What you're gonna need to do is, out of all your sizes, you're gonna need to find, and I think it's this one. Let me get the spark plug. This is the spark plug I pulled out of number 3. I just want to make sure this was the correct one because I got a couple of different kinds. So what you're going to need to do, since this has the Schrader valve in it and I need to apply air to the cylinder, I need to take that off so that I can have a constant supply of air being fed through the other end. Let's take this out. This is what I'm using to take it out. Just normal valve stem core removal tool. So now we have a totally open hole all the way through. That's what's going to be supplying the pressure we need to push against the valve so that we can compress that broken spring and get it out of there. All right, so we got 3 out like that we were talking about. I'm just going to go ahead and screw this in finger tight. Won't turn no more. And before I hook the air up to it so I don't hear this air hissing, I'm going to mock up everything onto the cylinder head, and I'm going to show you guys what the contraption will need to push down on that valve spring. All right, I got the erector set and everything installed. You guys can see I have my bracket on the front. I have a bracket in the rear. There is a bar that connects the two together, and then you can see that bar goes through there and it goes through there. It's a lot to hook up, but once you get it where you need it, the job is able to be completed. So my next step I'm going to do is put air to the cylinder so that the number 3 valve is pushed up against what I am working on, and we are going to go ahead and remove these little keepers, which are right here. You can see that gap. Well, I have to do it right there. So let's get this rolling. Okay, now that I got the valve actually closed, I'm going to go ahead and try to slip off that valve seal. Okay, valve seal off. So here's the valve stem seal. I showed you the part number in the beginning. You can see there's a little spring right there. What I'm going to do is just dip this end in engine oil, and I just want it to slide right over the valve stem and slide all the way down to the base. Okay, so we got the valve stem seal on there. You guys can see I got it seated all the way down and around. And the valve spring, I mean, for the sake of argument, look at the other spring. You see the greens at the top, the greens at the top? Well, I'm gonna put the green at the top. You can see the difference in sizes at the top and the bottom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sit that right down on its little doohickey. Okay, after that, you're going to want to install your little hat and slip some rags down over here. So once you get some blockages up in place, just so that you don't drop these keepers, because they are tiny and very small to work with regardless. So I'm going to switch over to a pocket screwdriver magnet. I'm just hoping for the best. Oh my God, bro. Switch arms. Oh my God. Come on. Oh shit. Goodness, bro. Okay, I got one. Oh my God. Whew. It's a toughie. Ain't no doubt about it. It's a toughie. Oh man, my triceps are killing me. Oh my God, bro. I need one more ring down, bro. That's all I need. One more ring. Come on. Oh, we got it. Oh my goodness. All right, we got the air out. No more hissing. And you guys can see we have a brand new number 3 valve spring installed. Now, I don't know if any of you have the same kit that I have, or if the small little 1 valve spring compressor tool will work for you, but do take note when you're doing this job to 1, breathe, because this is very critical, because if that valve falls down like you saw it almost did in the beginning, you're gonna have to take the cylinder head off, and that is not gonna be good. So with that said, I'm gonna conclude this. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section below. If anybody's had to do their 6.2, 5.0, 4.6, 6.8, never had any of them break on the diesels, but for the gassers out there, I've had a lot of inquiries about 6.2 repairs, and this is one of them. Number 3, intake valve spring broken. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, like, comment, sub, share. I'll see you guys next Friday.